back to my YouTube channel, Always Making. My name is Jaharn and I have a website where I'm all about sharing affordable and sustainable DIY and upcycling projects for your home. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed, liked and watched one of my YouTube videos so far. Honestly, it means so much to me. One of the things I love most about creating these videos is helping people DIY and upcycle their dream homes for less. And it's been so much fun watching them learn so many new skills while also saving lots of money. For this episode, I drive down to Brisbane and help my friend Jacqui build her very own upcycled mood boards. She does a lot of work from home and has a spare bedroom which she's been kind of using as a home office, which is really exciting because I want to start doing a lot more makeovers where not only am I DIYing and upcycling some furniture and home decor for the people who I help on my YouTube channel, but I also want to do a few room makeovers as well. So yeah, that's basically what this episode entails. I'm not going to say too much more, but I can tell you there is a very cute dog called Basil. There is a visit to a charity shop near Jacqui. We also have an incredible lunch and there are a few other surprises along the way. I packed the car for my road trip down to Brisbane and had to stop on the side of the road across from where I live to take in this beautiful sunrise. This was the calm before the storm where I got stuck in peak hour traffic and I took a wrong turn at the last minute, which meant the usual 2-hour drive took 3 hours, but thankfully my dad met me at a cafe in West End and I was able to enjoy a really lovely breakfast with him. After breakfast, I met my friend Jacqui at a charity shop to look for fabric for her Upcycled Mood Boards, and my friend Deanne also joined to help film for the day, which was such an incredible luxury. And this is my new boyfriend Basil. We browsed the aisles and found a huge piece of linen fabric, which was exactly what Jacqui was looking for. She is a huge fan of neutrals and texture, and I knew this would be perfect for our project. After buying the fabric, we jumped in the car and drove over to Jacqui's apartment. I have to tell you though, that is such a good store.
I know, I love the house tour.
Oh my goodness. I should quickly mention that Jacqui is a certified nutritionist and cook, and I love food and cooking. So don't mind us as we nerd out over her new kitchen and cleaning products. Adulting is real, guys.
I don't know, I always say this, this is beautiful, is bicarb.
Seriously?
Yeah, bicarb and vinegar is like, I use, even my sinks, because they're white.
Wow.
So I use a lot of turmeric, beetroot, all those sorts of things. So I find that I make a little solution of bicarb and vinegar and I scrub things down.
So, because we've got black cabinets and I've literally, the reason I ask is I've tested every single cleaner there is possible, and
You see the smudges?
yeah, so nifty, so random. You get it Coles, it's like the best.
Yeah.
So I was just curious because I've never seen a porcelain.
Oh, no, it's great. It's great.
So keep showing us through. It's
So,
unreal.
my cooktop, that's your exhaust there, which is great.
So
Super,
good.
because I wanted to have a clear view.
Yeah.
Also, for when I'm filming stuff, I could then restyle this. Like if I do Christmas stuff, I could,
Yeah.
you know, I also get very bored quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. My tiles. This was controversial with my tiler, the thick grout that we got there. He loved it in the end.
Handles.
Door handles. People were like, they're gonna get dirty, but it's well worth it. But I have a brush, like a little pastry brush that I don't use, and I just clean them with that. If I'm using a lot of flour, like if I'm making pasta or something with flour everywhere. Yes, that's me. It's from Jaharn, but it's what's it called again? Sabre.
So nice.
Paris. But anyway.
Do you watch The Office?
No, I could never get into it.
Oh my god, the US one. They get bought out by a company, they think it's called Sabre, but it's actually Sabre. It is the funniest. Do I need to say anything?
No, it's fine.
I must admit, whenever I go to someone's house, the first place I want to go is outside.
It's beautiful because also all the natural light is so nice. Grandma's amazing. And then I throw them down her grandma.
But then look at that bird of paradise there too. Oh, I've never seen one that tall.
That's right.
Okay, amazing. Wow, okay.
Welcome. Okay, welcome.
Okay, this is
the
really
space you're working with. So,
always look outside first.
this is what I used to use.
Okay.
To put like So my biggest thing is I'm a really visual person.
Yeah, same.
Even though I have lists on my like laptop and my notes and all that sort of stuff.
It's not the same.
I like to see stuff, and I actually used to glue tack things to the walls.
Okay.
It ruined my walls so much I got repainted a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So that's why I said to you, let's not put things back on the wall. And
no, which is great because then you don't have to worry about finding studs hanging. Yeah, like that is just another element that you're taking out, or element of complexity. So that's really good.
I popped these in a little while ago, which are beautiful, and I've actually realized it helps with looking at the computer too. It softens it a lot more. So I love this. I do not like how my desk is set up now, so I'm leaving that in your hands. I work from home majority of the time.
Yeah.
And I just want to create a space that
it's exciting.
but also I can leave it, like, instead of sitting at the kitchen bench and working all throughout till 9 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
I want to be like, okay, pack up 5 p.m. Like everything is in the office, shut the door, I'm out.
Yeah, you're leaving work for the day. So let's talk about the vision boards. What would you like to do?
I'm thinking this wall, because also the light would be nice. I think 3 because I think 2 would look awkward.
Yeah, 3 is always a nice number.
And neutral, I'm a very neutral tone, as you can tell. Everything in my house is neutral.
It's very calming.
But then being able, like with the kitchen as well, whatever I pin on it gives me my colour and my style.
Okay, cool.
To it.
I feel like you and I are very aligned on that.
Yeah, so then I can always change things because I, like to change things a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, so I just want something simple but effective.
Mm-hmm.
I actually searched high and low because I got to the point where I was like, I'll buy something. Search high and low.
Can't find it, can you?
No.
It's one here.
I can't find anything. And everything I did find was a cork board. Which
no, cork is like, it's very practical, but it's a look.
Yeah.
So I think when you buy a cork board, they always look terrible. So I
Yeah.
kind of feel like you would either make one or you just would do something different.
And then a whiteboard was just ugly.
Okay. This is so great for me because you're going to go from that to an amazing situation here. I really like that there's a mirror in here because it does actually reflect a lot of light.
Oh,
this is going to be really good because you're going to go from that to having 3 beautiful vision boards here. We've just got the fabric from Vinnie's, which actually ended up being the most perfect colour for the room.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. It's like not as light as the curtains. It'll give it, but it also has a bit of texture
Contrast.
to it, sort of.
Amazing. And can I ask you a question? Because you... Because you're not loving the layout, would you mind if I gave the room a bit of a mini makeover? I've got an idea. I've seen a few things.
I will leave it with you.
You sure?
You do. Like I love. We connected because I love everything you do and I love your style. So
and I'm more food.
I'm more than happy for you to do what you want to do.
Okay.
Surprise me.
Okay, good. Because I understand what that's like working up against a wall.
Yeah.
And something I did in my studio, which I think I know is going to work really well for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Should we do it? Actually, I need to go get changed because I'm not going to work in this outfit. Are you going to work in that outfit?
Look, I will help at work in this outfit. I can let go.
Okay, good. All right. Here's what we're working with, Jacqui's home office, which isn't acting as a functional, beautiful space to work from. My plan is to help her make the mood boards and give her home office a total makeover. We'll place the mood boards on this wall here and restyle the rest of the space, with Basil's help, of course.
I thought about my headings. So content creation is one.
Great.
Travel. Home, because there's still a lot more in my home I want to do. Other projects, so we're just doing this new, I'm potentially doing a product.
Amazing.
So that's something I'm looking at.
Oh, that's so exciting.
This is my 2023, like a vision, this is more the vision board side of it. And little quotes, I'm still to find a few more pieces I want, but they were just things that
amazing.
I felt. And then this is for my client work. So what I'm gonna do is just print out a weekly to-do list that stays up there so I can see what I'm doing as well. I just wanted aesthetic pins. These are my favorite. My friend Kerry was at the shops the other day and I was like, go to KPK, find them for me. And only because, and I know you don't really see.
No, the gold.
The gold.
You do see it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I found these ones at little wooden happy day.
So nice.
Yeah, this is mine. We might have to
I'm always positive.
that's fine. Yes, I'm sweating.
That's so good. So sorry, Jack.
I can't believe we made it.
That was so funny. Poor Jacqui got stuck behind the huge pieces of MDF in the elevator, but she took it like a champ, and then we moved all the materials onto her huge balcony and got everything together to start making the mood boards. She really wanted 3 mood boards in her home office, so she has plenty of space to pin all the creative aspects of her work and life, which was music to my ears because I knew they would also add a stylish yet practical statement. The first task was to cut the MDF to size, and I gave Jacqui a few little tips for using a jigsaw for the first time, and then she got straight to work. Don't stress if it's not perfectly straight on this. Cover it. Yeah, well this is just what's going to keep it in one, and then we're going to glue them on top.
Am I going?
So go here. Yep. Just press the button, get a feel.
Yep. Go.
Just push.
Petrified. Ready?
What a legend. First time using a jigsaw while wearing a dress. Because the MDF was really long, I held the side of the board while Jacqui was cutting it with the jigsaw, and then I jumped in and helped cut the last section. From there, we applied construction adhesive directly onto the MDF using a caulking gun. Then we placed sheets of foam on top of the MDF and firmly pressed down. If I could do this step again, I wouldn't use construction adhesive. I'd use adhesive spray. I just found that the construction adhesive wasn't working as well as I thought it would. We needed to trim the foam, so we used an old knife of Jacqui's and a ruler to score it first, and then we simply snapped it off. And then it was time to iron the fabric we found at the charity shop that morning, but Basil had other plans. From here, we applied adhesive spray directly onto the foam sheets. We waited a couple of minutes for the adhesive to get tacky, and then we placed the fabric on top and took the time to carefully smooth it out. We paid a lot of attention to the sides and corners to make sure the fabric was as smooth and tight as possible. And then we brought the first mood board inside, flipped it over and stapled the fabric at the back. We folded the corners really neatly for practicality and aesthetics. Jacqui also had a go, and you wouldn't know it, but this was the first time she has ever used a staple gun. After we finished making the first mood board, we went off to finish the other 2. And once that was done, it was time to take everything out of her home office so we could start fresh, install the mood boards, and totally restyle the space. We brought in a beautiful tasseled olive green rug and played around with the formation of the desks that were originally in the space. In the end, I decided to place the desk facing together to promote conversation and creative brainstorming, but also to maximize desk space. Then we brought in the 3 mood boards, added a beautiful potted olive tree that I tucked into the corner next to the sheer curtains to brighten up the space, and styled the desks with a few of Jacqui's work essentials. And then we pinned all of Jacqui's images, recipes, travel photos, menus, and other notes and sources of inspiration onto her mood board. She spent a lot of time selecting beautiful wooden and gold pins for her mood boards, which only added to its stunning aesthetic. I have to say, I absolutely love doing this for her. I have a mood board in my own studio that I look at every day and update every week. So I was really excited about adding this element into her beautiful home office. And while this was happening, Jacqui was cooking up a storm in her kitchen, which she had worked so hard to save for and spent a lot of time designing it so it was perfect for her. Before the big reveal, we decided to sit down and enjoy lunch together, which was oven-baked barramundi with mango salsa and cumin rice. She is sharing the recipe over on her Instagram, so make sure you check it out, and I'll also leave a link in the description below. So Jacqui hasn't actually seen her office yet, and I am so excited. So let's bring her in and see what she thinks. Do you love it?
I do. I love this too.
Yeah.
There's so much difference. Oh, I also love how, because he will chew on things down there, so it gives me a good amount of space, but I can sit here, ready? I can sit here and look at what's happening. This is great.
As well? Yeah. So what do you think of the actual space as well? I kind of feel like you've got a lot more room to move now.
It doesn't feel like, so before it just felt like a spare room that I put some desks in.
Yeah.
It feels like an office space now. I can have people here to sit with me, and like, also, sometimes I have, there you go down, Basil. Sometimes I have things to unfold or plans and stuff like that, and it's just like trying to like move my laptop to the side and do things. So this is great. I would have never thought to put them,
how good, hey?
butt them back to back.
Yeah.
I always thought against a wall.
Yeah, and it doubles your workspace as well.
Yes. Oh, this is beautiful.
So now all you need to worry about is filling it up with a little bit more.
I feel like I'm gonna go crazy in the next like week of just filling it with all these things. But I love how everything's so clear. Like, I don't know, some days, I don't know if anyone else does, but sometimes I'm sitting at my desk and I'm just getting this like rut, and I'm like, oh, I need some inspiration. So it gives me something to like look at, or especially like in the content, adding ideas when I see it just quickly. I love it. This is great.
So I'm back home, and yesterday was insane. That was one of the most fun days I've had in a really long time. And look, even though it involved 5 hours of driving, that's right, 5. Brisbane is typically about a 2-hour drive from where I live, and I did get caught in some peak hour traffic in the morning, which also involved me taking the very worst wrong turn ever, right at the final minute. So that's why going down actually took 3 hours. But luckily I had prepared and left with plenty of time, and I met my dad for breakfast in West End and was able to take a big deep breath before I went over to Jacqui's house. I'm actually so surprised because I got home yesterday at 4 or 5 o'clock. So the fact that we were able to create and build her own upcycled mood boards, not 1, not 2, but 3, have lunch, and also completely give her home office a makeover and drive home again was phenomenal. Let me tell you, I was completely pooped last night and just spent the night on the couch watching TV. Her new home office looks incredible, and I think what I love most about it is not only do the upcycled mood boards look fantastic and such a statement on her wall, I really like the configuration of the space now, which means she can have meetings, she can walk around the room freely, she has really good access to her veranda now, and the lighting is just so much better now that we've opened up the space completely. I also want to say a huge thank you to my friend Deanne, who helped with filming yesterday. For the last episodes, I've been doing it all by myself, so it was such a luxury having someone film all the video for us yesterday, and it just meant I was able to focus on the project at hand and really get stuck into the nitty-gritty of it, which I can tell you was incredible. Now, what I love most, firstly, about the Upcycled Mood Boards is that you can really make it your own, and how you do that is you can change the size of the mood boards depending on where you would like to place them in your own home or potentially even your own office. You can change the shape if you like as well. So Jacqui really wanted 3 statement rectangular mood boards, And even though I tried to push for an art shape, she was adamant that she wanted something very linear and minimalist, and honestly, I think they look perfect in her space. Additionally, you don't need to use a plain thrifted fabric like what we did. You could choose a fabric with patterns, and you might not even want a fabric at all. Potentially, you might just want to paint the foam, which is something I actually haven't thought about until then. So for me, the biggest surprise was giving her home office a complete makeover, because when I saw the space, I was like, I gotta do a little bit more for Jacqui. She does a lot of work from home, and I just wanted the space to be functional, beautiful, and a place where she can do all her creating with a lot of joy, and I think we've given that to her. I also want to say a huge thank you for watching my latest episode. I know I've said it before, but it really does mean a lot to me, and for me, I guess the greatest thing I get out of these videos is helping other people, and the more you watch, the more you like, the more you comment, it just spurs me on and gives me so much motivation to carry on. So yeah, thank you very much. I am brimming with excitement for the next episode, and I'm actually jumping in the car again, going on a little road trip and helping my friend make something that's been on her to-do list for a really long time. If there's something in your home you would love to DIY and upcycle, but you need a little bit of help, don't be afraid to send me an email and see what I'm up to. Maybe I can come and help you. My email is jaharn@smallhome.com. At the moment, I would love to accept any requests for the Gold Coast, Brisbane, as well as the Sunshine Coast, which is nice and close to my own home. But obviously, I would love to be able to help anyone in any other city or state in Australia. And I mean, like, if I get to go overseas in the future and do this, that would be crazy. But for now, I would just like to say thank you again. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.